Hey you, I'm Marger and I've always loved watching TV shows, specifically fictional TV shows. Ever since I remember, I've been enjoying mostly foreign, I'm from the Netherlands, so mostly foreign shows from the United States and from Canada, from the United Kingdom, from Australia, even. And I've not only enjoyed them because they are entertaining, but one of the reasons I've always loved watching TV shows is because in almost every show I watched, I found a way to find personal growth lessons embedded in those shows. Most people will probably remember a show like The A Team from the 80s as a show that was mostly focused at entertainment. But that's for me, that shows a great example of something that actually had a lot of personal growth value embedded in it. In contrast to some cartoons for kids that had this specific moralistic segment right at the end of the episode, where a child would try to cross the street and it would be told, well, never cross the street without looking both ways first. Um, I'm not talking about those kinds of moralistic lessons. I'm really talking about some kind of personal growth that you can find when you're watching one episode or all of the episodes of a TV show, something that you can really extract from that. Um, so I would call those more like a hidden wisdom from TV shows. For those of you who don't know the A Team, if you're a millennial, you may not have seen it. The A Team is about four ex-military guys who have become a team for hire for people in need, and they solve the less obvious problems like when you're a business owner and you're under extortion from some bad guys, and the A team would turn up and you could hire the A team to help you solve those problems. Um, it, this sounds pretty serious, but the show was really lighthearted and it was more of a comedy action than just simple dumb action. It was a very funny show if you could appreciate that kind of thing. Um, so the entertainment value was there in the form of a lot of car chases and explosions, some gunfire. But uh, in all the episodes I've seen of that show, I don't think I've ever seen one drop of blood. All the bullets always missed every person. Um, when people would crash their cars, they would always be shown crawling out of the cars unharmed. So it was mostly for demonstrational purposes, I think, to put in the violence and, of course, for entertainment value. So one of the most important pieces of wisdom I found in the A Team was that, in a way, I think this show told you to embrace your uniqueness. It did this in several different ways, but one of the most obvious ways was one of the team members, his name was Murdoch. This character actually lived in a mental institution, and at the beginning of most eps, the rest of the team would find a way to creatively release him from the institution so that he could join them on their mission to help someone in need. And Murdoch was a very peculiar person who was obviously intended to be the most funny character of the show. He would say crazy things. He would do silly things, unexpected things, and most of all the characters, he was really different and unique. And the show told us that a person like this can actually be a valuable member of a team. Murdoch, despite all of his quirkiness, he was an excellent pilot. So whenever the team would need someone to fly anything, they would enlist Murdoch's help, which was basically every episode. But also he was a good friend to them, and in a fist fight, he would also be of some value there. Um, and I think the team didn't just tolerate his presence. They actually embraced his presence, with the mild exception of BA, who always expressed his disliking of Murdoch, although underneath we always knew that he secretly really valued him as a friend. So Murdoch was very different, very unique, and his contribution to the team was actually really, really valued. So I think that's a very important message you can get from watching the A Team. Uniqueness in behavior, in choices, in skills, abilities that you bring to the mix. I think it's important for us to value those in the people around us, in the people we work with, but especially in ourselves. We might not do that enough. I've seen so many people who are really lovely people and so unique and have so much to bring into this world, and they don't seem to see that for themselves enough. And I want to encourage you to look at yourself first and see what kind of uniqueness you bring into this world, and don't be afraid to share that. Don't be afraid to show this to all of us, and to help other people with all the uniqueness you can bring. And maybe as a bonus tip, if you intend to be an evil mastermind or just a bad guy, remember the A Team tells you never ever lock up a team of skilled individuals in a room full of equipment, because they will build some kind of crazy machine and break out. Bye bye.